Anton with Russian Wrenches here. Have you ever wondered how one of those auto-locking seatbelt retracts work? The mechanism? Well, this is out of a 2002 Ford Mustang GT convertible. And the belts got folded up inside it, so I had to take it apart, as you can see by these parts here, in order to release it so that I could pull everything out and straighten it out. I already did the other side because both the rear seat belts did this. So I thought I'd show the process of putting it back together and how it works. It's really cool because it has this clear panel so you could actually see it. So the first step I did was pull it all the way out. And in order to do that, you actually have to keep it upright, because if you do it sideways, a safety mechanism of it is that even if you release it, it will not let out. But if you put it straight up and down and you release it, it will. So step one was to pull it all the way out till the max it will go, which is usually the point of locking. You know, when your safety belt will not pull out, you gotta wait for it to go all the way back in. And what I did on the other one, and I'm doing right here, is wrapping the belt around it so I could keep it at that tension point. Next, if you notice, there's a hole right here, and there's a, if it'll focus, dot right there. What I did is I lined them up best I could. If you notice, there's a penta shape here, penta shape there, and we kinda, if you notice, the circle is off on that one side, so we want to go, well, first we don't want to do that. That is something you don't want to do, is drop it in a place that's hard to reach. What you do is you pay attention to which circle, so we're going to use that point right there. There you go, like that. All right. The next thing I did was line this gear. Now this gear just rolls around in here. I lined it up with the same hole and the hole on there. Now comes the interesting part. In order for it to release all the way, this needs to be like that, because this gear rotates in there, and I will show you once I close it all up what it does. So that middle portion will rotate in this outside one. Once this gear does some really cool rotations, which I will show you, it will actually rotate this outer one and move this plunger to a different position. Now this actually gets angled in because that is an upward one, and it gets on like that. Now that it's all secured, I could very carefully unwind this, and if you notice, locking mechanism, and watch that gear go. So it's kind of doing what you would say is sort of a planetary motion, and then once it gets to a point where it's sort of designed to release that locking, you know, the ratcheting mechanism, it'll actually push that to a point that now I could pull it out. Now if you know about this style seat belts, when you pull it all the way out, and you start letting it retract, you can't pull it out again until it goes all the way till just before the end. That is so you could use car seats. It's sort of a safety mechanism so that that seatbelt remains tight until you unbuckle it. So as you're pulling it out, it goes and locks it in there. And that is as far as I could pull it right there. If you notice, that is perfectly, could be better, but it is where you would want it to be in that notch. Now the interesting thing is, being that this is out of the vehicle, it'll actually go past that other point that I will show you that releases that latch. We're going to go slow here. And any moment now. Well, it looks like the belt folded up a bit, so we're gonna double check that now. See what happened here. It looks like the belt just folded up in a corner here, so we're gonna go through that and wind it up. And there goes that latch release mechanism. Now just for sake, just so you know, it's not really supposed to go that far back, because by the time and the point that the belt is this far retracted, it means it's disconnected from the other point. Really, this should be, before it even gets to this point, tight on the seat. So let's go ahead and pull it all the way out. And I will just show you this really cool mechanism one more time. That's the release mechanism. If you notice, I can still pull it out and in, but once I go past a certain point, it's preventing me. And then once it latches in, now I can release it. And that is how your safety retract seatbelts work. I'll probably do more interesting videos like this in the future, so thank you for watching.